Hi, Virgo. Welcome to your March 2024 tarot reading. We're going to talk a little bit about the astrology. March is big. If you want to know what's going on with the astrology based on your sun sign or your rising sign, I'm going to have all of those up on Patreon for March 1st. March brings eclipse season, and the Pisces new moon that will be in your 7th house is going to tell us a really big story about the Pisces full moon eclipse in September and the Libra eclipse at the end of March in your 2nd house is going to tell us a lot about the Aries eclipse in October. So March is a really important month when it comes to eclipse season. You'll be able to see the story that's unfolding for you. For you guys, it has a lot to do with the relationships that you're in right now. And you know, and what's really interesting is it's going to look different for everybody, and everybody is going to be looking at the relationships in their life because of the lunar nodes on the Aries and Libra axis. But for you guys specifically, having this Pisces energy and Neptune and Saturn there in your 7th house, you're recognizing in a really big way the impact of the relationships that you've had in your life and what you want to see in the future. You may have found that your relationships have been a little bit delusional with Neptune in Pisces. Neptune went into Pisces beginning in 2012. And where there is delusion, there's also the unknown and the spiritual. And so if you're not really paying attention, that really thin line can sneak up on you, right? And so we want to have a spiritual connection with someone, but we don't want to have a delusional connection with someone. So boundaries, with you guys having Pisces as your 7th house, boundaries and relationships are very, very important for you. And that's what Saturn is doing. Look at that. The 2 of Cups is the first card that came out. The 2 of Cups. And it's not even boundaries within your own, like, it's not even boundaries, giving boundaries to other people. It's like, what are the boundaries that you need to have for yourself in order to have healthy, loving relationships with other people? Because if you have boundaries for yourself, you're not putting yourself in situations that are harmful to you. This is a new deck. I love it. This is the cover. This is the first, like, I've done readings on them, but this is like the first zodiac reading. So it's called, I don't know what it's called. It's just tarot deck, and it has the Oros or Ouroboros on it. Pamela Coleman Smith is the author, but I love it. This is what the box looks like. It's just a Rider-Waite deck, but the artwork, I just like it. It's just, I like the way that it feels in my hands. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So there's a surrender in a big way that's happening. Ooh, nice. Okay. Okay. 2 of Cups was the first card that came out. And then we have the King of Wands. And then we have the 9 of Wands. And then we have the 5 of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. Okay. So I feel like Virgo it's time for you to surrender to what feels good. And I feel like it's time to be honest with yourself on what doesn't feel good and what doesn't. And I know that's like a really simple saying, like that's a really simple, easy way to say something. Like, duh, Betsy, of course I'm going to go towards something that feels good and I'm going to stay away from things that don't feel good. But in reality, do we actually do that for ourselves? Like, are we actually staying away from things? Because a lot of times, things that feel good to us, they there's also like that intuitive nudge where it's like, I don't know if that's what you should be doing. So, do we trust ourselves enough to choose to make the decisions about what feels good and what doesn't feel good? And I think this has a lot to do, it comes with people and being honest with yourself. I feel like there's a surrender in a relationship here. I feel like, this 9 of Wands, and it feels like with a fire sign, the Queen of Cups makes me feel like that's your energy in some way. The 9 of Wands, look at him. He's all battered and bruised and beat up and just like not really feeling it. And so that's where the surrender is. Like, you don't want to be at war anymore. You don't want to fight anymore. And for some of you, it's about feeling left out, or maybe you're arguing about finances, or there's something that's making and it's this emotional, right? There's this emotion that comes with it. So let's clarify, see what's going on. My calendar is open for March. If anybody would like any readings, it will be a big help to get me to New York for the next part of treatment for me. So yeah, that information is in the description box. I'll try to remember to put the link in the video too. Okay. And really it is surrendering to the outcome is what this looks like, Virgo. It doesn't even look like you're surrendering to a person. It looks like you're surrendering to the outcome of something. And it looks like the healing, actually, of relationships. It looks like in a lot of ways there's a healing relationship happening. And for some of you, it's a healing with your mother. The Empress on the 2 of Cups. Some of you are dealing with a Taurus energy. And you know that you work well together with that Taurus energy. For some of you, this feels like you want to feel like the Empress in a relationship. Like you want somebody to come in and sweep you off your feet, and you want it to like look all beautiful and airy. Look at me. I'm just sorry for the glitchy camera. That was really funny though. The Moon on the King of Wands. If you don't know, first of all, for some of you, this is a very intuitive thing that like you don't know who your person is. For some of you, the King of Wands is like has disappeared and you have no idea where the King of Wands has gone to. And I almost want to say that it's time to show up for yourself. If you don't know where this fire sign has gone, or you don't know where it could be that Taurus energy, if you don't know where they've gone, I feel like that's where the surrender is for some of you. And surrendering doesn't mean that you're taking control of your future and you're taking control of the situation. Because I have the Emperor and Temperance and the 10 of Pentacles clarifying the 9 of Wands. You see how that works there? And it doesn't mean like that surrender isn't about controlling the future. That surrender is about taking charge of your future. You can't control the outcome, but you can take charge by being patient and balanced and recognizing what you're building here, right? The 10 of Pentacles is showing it's like a progression almost. It's not about being in control, it's about being in charge. Because that emperor sometimes can be a real dictator. Like, this is the way I want things to look, and this is how. No, 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 no. When you're in charge of what you want to see, you have a patience, right? There's a, the emperor's that leadership role. And it's really interesting that we have the empress and the emperor here, because with the Two of Cups, I feel like that's what Virgo wants. Virgo, it's almost like Virgo wants this power couple, and Virgo's going to get that power couple. But like, where is he? Is he going to show up? What is he going to look like? How is it going to happen? No, 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 no. I tell my friends all the time that all of those details are none of your damn business. You know why those details are none of your damn business? Because you'll just think about them. You won't actually focus on this 10 of Pentacles or the patience or the boundaries or the surrender. You'll focus on the when, where, what, how, right? So there's a difference about being in control and being in charge. The Five of Pentacles. Now, I can already tell that this Five of Pentacles is going to turn into a 10 of Pentacles. But one of the biggest things is believing it. I'll believe it when I see it, right? I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it. That's what I keep hearing in my head. It's almost like this repetition rap that's going through my head right now. Do you know that if you are always waiting for a visual confirmation that something is going to happen for you, that you will forever be waiting? Because that's not how you have faith. You have faith by trusting in the unknown, by what you cannot see. That's where faith comes from. It's not about what it is that you can see. And Queen of Cups. There's a presence. Look at that, Nine of Cups at the bottom of the deck. There's a presence here of really knowing and wanting to know how things are going to look down the road, right? There's a big presence here of that. And so I feel like there's a conversation that needs to be had, and you have come out here. Like I said, I think the Queen of Cups is your intuitive emotions in March. And I think that the Queen of Cups is wonderful that you're getting the Queen of Cups, because I do feel like there's a leveling up that's happening with you and with your relationships through the eclipse with the moon, right? We have the moon here. So there's this eclipse thing that's happening. Page of Swords on the Five of Pentacles. Now you like, it's time to get really honest about what the story of that Five of Pentacles is. For some of you, that story is feeling left out of something. For some of you, that story is feeling a lack mentality, or feeling like you're lacking financially, or you're lacking in funds. And the Page of Swords is the honesty, right? Getting really honest. Sometimes the Page of Swords can be a really sharp message. So be careful how you're approaching subjects, because I feel like a lot of us feel really wounded right now. I feel like a lot of us are in this Nine of Wands kind of stage. It's like we all sort of feel like we've been beat up and bruised. And in order to not be the victim of any given circumstance where we feel like we've been beat up and bruised, we have to get honest about what's real. What is it that we do have? And a lot of that looks like gratitude, being really grateful for what you do have. And I am a firm believer in knowing what I do have far outweighs my challenges, and I have to deal with cancer every day. So there you go. And I don't have a whole lot. So the perspective of that is a big thing. We have the King of Pentacles and the Hierophant on the Queen of Cups. There's definitely some Taurus vibes here. And there's also some, you know, of course, that Virgo vibe in that pentacle, right? In the King of Pentacles. But Virgo, I really think that you're the Queen of Cups in this. I think that March is going to be a really emotional month for all of us. And you know, there's a trick to manifesting when we're really, really emotional about things, recognizing that, putting out positivity, what it is that you want, positivity into the universe. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Cups and the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. Putting out that positivity into the universe. The Nine of Cups is the wish card. So declare it. Declare your wishes out loud. Declare your manifestations, Virgo. And pay attention to how those manifestations show up in the form of people and in the form of relationships. Abundance is not just monetary. Abundance is in having a network of friends. Abundance is in recognizing and having gratitude for what we already have in our lives too. And I know that that can be really hard sometimes to figure that out, but things are changing and your relationships are definitely going to be changing. And recognizing where you need to have your own boundaries so that you can be in charge of your future, not in control of your future, but in charge of your future, is huge for this eclipse season. So yeah, I do have a new Astrology 101 course for the universe tier on Patreon as well. If you would like to learn how to read your own soul blueprint and your own natal chart for only $22.99, you can get this astrology course that I've been actually teaching for a few years now. And it's a little bit revised and updated. But yeah, we're going to be doing some Astrology 101 in March. Come join us in Patreon. And pay attention to the stuff that's around you right now, because like, I love this. Like, you're building a foundation. And I feel like this eclipse season is helping you to clear out all of the junk so you can continue to build that foundation in big ways. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you soon. Bye.